The story of grime is 15 years in the making. It's the truest form of British music since punk. And it's growing at a remarkable rate. Streams and views are in the millions daily. And it's fast becoming one of the UK's biggest cultural exports. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have grime as a platform, and I want to get to the roots of the scene, clashing, the beating heart of grime.
Are you learning money? I was earning money, fire and smoke, burning money. I knew that you was gonna say that, fam. I knew, wanna know how I know, cause this fucking arsehole wouldn't said it on his Twitter, that's when I knew.
It's you versus your opponent in a war of words. There's nothing else like it. It's essentially like a boxing match, but in a non-violent way. You're swinging left hooks and right jabs with your words.
Yo, draw for the tool, go on then, think I'm a fool. Go on then, draw for the mash. Go on then, still wanna clash. Go on then.
You're going to war, innit? Like, you're not thinking about nothing else apart from the person that's in front of you and winning.
You need to clash in grime. It's part of the culture.
Bare boys come on the hype, now MCs talk about me like yeah.
I want to take it back to when grime was hard graft, and I want to put on the ultimate clash and see who's really got that fire in them.
You wanna clash a blood you're not named? Only a fool will believe that, and only a fool will believe a fool.
I'm talking no holds barred, Royal Rumble style, anyone can get it clash, because that's not something I've seen, and I'd be gassed to see that. Originating from the Jamaican sound clash Sting, clashing has become big business, with Red Bull hosting the most famous Culture Clash. 4 crews compete in rounds of genre-bending musical competition. The winner is decided by how loud the crowd respond to each performance. They bill the event as the world's biggest musical battle. I grab my Access All Areas pass and make my way backstage.
It is top secret in here.
It's moody and intense. In the shadows, the battle unofficially begins.
My talk has started already.
American rapper Wiz Khalifa is toe-to-toe with the UK Garage All-Stars. The thin wire mesh barely keeping them apart.
Pussy boy, you're a pussy boy, pussy boy.
The atmosphere is electric. On stage, the countdown to the clash has begun.
Are you guys ready to meet this year's crews?
Where's them sad boys though?
First up, it's Wiley, the godfather of grime, with Eskimo Dance. MCs from opposing sounds, grime, dancehall, hip-hop and UK garage, pit their lyrical and musical skill against each other.
It's mad!
But it's all a bit showbiz. And big budget.
What we're seeing is a really polished end product. What we're seeing is the progression of clashing. We're seeing clashing that sells tickets. We're seeing clashing on a grand stage. We're seeing clashing in a huge venue. You need to go back to the roots of clashing. You need the clashing in the basements, the clashing without an audience. That's the real heart.
Right now we're in Bowie 3, which is the undisputed home of grime. A home to people like Dizzy Rascal and Wiley.
Musical my brain up on the map.
And to look at it, it's just any other estate. But what it became was a breeding ground for a lot of pioneers in the scene. 15 years ago, nothing much was expected of the kids around here.
I do this on the regular homes, I'm needed like cellular phones, and I could do it on my own, but together that's a hell of a show. Hello, the name's Get Old.
Grime and clashing was born, and it transformed an ordinary bunch of teenagers
Musical my brain up on the map.
into national stars.
I swing free man just like Flo Danwood. I ain't from Brentwood, I come from Danwood. I'm straight from man, a bad manwood.
This was the first time where there were people that just looked local, they sounded local, and it felt like it had some proximity to my life, and it was very exciting to me. Monologues, hyper, just got the viper. Jog along, air your mission, I'm a cipher. When Grime came along, it gave me a sense of self because these artists were quite happy in their English accents.
Yo from school, yo from college, yo gives brain, yo gives knowledge.
They were talking about things that I could see on a daily basis, and it felt very genuine. When you're talking grime and you're talking clashing, you're talking Jammer. An originator of grime clashing culture.
That was very hot. It's level.
Along with business partner Ratty, they've been creating Lord of the Mics grime clashes since 2004. When I arrive at Jammers, he's not in. But it gives me the opportunity to chat to his sister Serene and dad Jerry. What's that like, being in a house that is so pivotal to the grime scene?
People come here with careers and leave with none sometimes.
This is what I'm saying.
Literally.
Yeah. Or come with none.
Come with none and
leave with a career.
famous.
All of them around the scene, they all came here. Tinchy, all of them were from there. It's all documented. And for me to be driving down the road and put on Capital or One Xtra and hear them coming out the speakers, yeah it's like, yeah.
Jammers finally arrived.
Never been to the dungeon.
Never.
Yeah. This is the steps for everyone.
This is the famous basement. I can understand now when you're saying it's intense because it's tight.
One man might
You gotta stand so close to your opponent.
One man's hair, do you get me?
It's like you're in a cage with a camera.
Yeah. All the other new MCs out there, all they want to do is stand where you're standing.
Yo, Bill, when I spit to kill. Spit fuck, I set alarms, you know the drill. Entire crew armed, you know the drill. Bring games if you wanna play, you know I will.
My first experience of clashing was when my brother handed me this DVD. And you got Wiley and you got Kano, yeah? So that is like my frame of reference for clashing.
You're not as fast as me, they can't blast me. No sound boys would ever outclass me. Me and Michael will blaze them quickly.
How did that come about?
It's all organic. This was the spot, innit? Everyone used to hang here, make music, enjoy yourself, stay off the streets. In the beginning, that's all it was. This all it was just us, right?
You see, Wiley, I slew you quickly.
I can see by looking at your chain, it's white. So feel free to tuck it in beneath at night.
The newer people, they've got a whole different brain setup of what they think of clashing or what they think of that or at this moment or if they think it's better to get a deal because they saw that person get a deal.
There's no point getting mad at Mac.
Back then you couldn't choose.
That was sick. That was amazing. The 15-year-old me is having a mental time inside right now. I can't believe I was actually standing there. It's so much smaller than I imagined it would be, but it's amped me up now. I'm so ready to do this clash. If I'm gonna put on my own clash, I can't do it without a DJ. And I'm gonna meet one who has been deep in the game since the very start. Logan Sama started out on pirate radio stations like Rinse FM. And along with DJ Target, they have become two of the scene's most influential players. They also love wrestling, so I hope my clash draws them in. Can we do a clash that it's almost like a Royal Rumble, it puts everyone in the mix, so anyone can jump in at any time and send for anyone?
I think you could.
It sounds like a WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So treat it like that.
Yeah.
If it was me and I was organising it, I'd have guys do like little 16s that you can just put on Insta or whatever. Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you! Announce the lineup, boom, like promote it. Once people see their name on a flyer and the public know that they've said they'll be there, if they don't turn up.
You don't want to be classed as like the guy who was shook to turn up to something.
Exactly.
Especially if you've already said, yeah, I'm on it, I'll put my name down for that.
Yeah.
In terms of content, do you think you should ever put limits on what people are allowed to go for?
I think we need to be very, very real and serious about this and like understand and acknowledge that whilst we're trying to do something entertaining and cool, you know, people have been killed, people have definitely been stabbed and shot, you know, the culture is not made up. You know, the culture's real. People are talking about stuff that either they do or happens around them. And that's why these things are hard to put together, because you're taking people from the hood and asking them to be hood, but in a way that's
nice,
acceptable and nice and friendly. I don't mind DJing for it.
Jammer's
been doing this for 15 years, and he hasn't done it yet.
I think Logan's saying I can do it, but it's going to be very, very hard, which I kind of knew anyway. He is saying it could be quite dangerous, which I didn't think of, but I think they're saying it's doable. But I'm feeling pumped, man. Feeling like I can pull this off. Maybe.